What's up, family? This is Karan, aka Casey. Welcome again to Created to Rise TV. And I was thinking a lot over this weekend. Matter of fact, I had a cousin of mine visiting, and we started talking about the notion of faith. So I wanted to take just a few seconds to clearly define what faith is. And I know there's a lot of misinformation about faith. Some people think faith is believing, but if you are only at the believe level, then you are not exercising faith. So to really be able to talk about this, there are 4 words that I'm going to put on my board, and we're going to talk about each of them in turn. The first word is believe. First word is believe. The second word is know. The third word is faith. And the last word is a Hebrew word. Wherever you see the word faith in the Bible, it's actually the Hebrew word emunah or amunah. I'm going to write it here on the board for us real quick. Now, what people don't understand is you can believe something and not have faith. I'll give you an example. You and I'm planning a party. I invite you and I say, hey, you come into my party tomorrow. You come into my party tomorrow. It's going to be great. And you say to me, I believe so. What does that tell me? What does that tell you? What's the likelihood that I'm actually going to make it to the party? Maybe 50-50, but I want to gander that the chances are probably pretty low, because saying I believe I'm going to make it to the party is very different from me saying I know I'm going to make it to the party. And if you ask me the same question, hey, you come into my party, and I say to you, I know I'm going to be there. Now you have full faith and confidence that I'm actually going to be there. And so what I want you to understand is that a lot of religious-minded people, a lot of sermons, a lot of people will tell you that faith is believing. But it's not just believing. That is actually a mistranslation of the word emunah. The word emunah actually means so secure. It means you are so steadfast. It means you know. It means it's a surety. It means there's no doubt. But if you're at the believe level, there is still an element of doubt in your mind. And that's why you cannot be exercising faith. So, in order to really exercise faith, your believing has to become a knowing. And then, once your believing becomes a knowing, that is when you are exercising faith. And that's why the Bible says, without faith, it's impossible to please God. Because God is not interested in just your believing. God is interested in your knowing. He's interested in you saying, I know that my God is going to come through for me. I know that what God has said He will do. So get out of this level, get out of this mindset of saying, oh, faith is just believing. You can believe a thing, but not know. And the last example of this I'll share with you, if you said to me, oh, you know what, tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to get to work on time. I believe I'm going to get to work on time. That is just a believing. But I'll tell you the difference. The knowing is when you get up in the morning and you hop out of bed, you land on the floor and the floor supports your weight. You don't even think about it. You never even had a second thought that you were going to hop out of bed and the floor beneath your feet was going to support your weight. That's the difference between believing and knowing. I believe I'm going to make it to work in time. Yeah, maybe 50-50. You could get in an accident. A lot of things can happen between the time you wake up and the time you get to work. But you know and you have full confidence that the floor is going to support you when you jump out of bed. And that's the difference between believing and knowing. And that, my friends, is the difference between belief and faith. Faith, without it, it's impossible to please God. So I encourage you, transition your believing into real faith, and then you will start to see things happen. The Bible says if you have faith like a mustard seed, you will be able to say to the mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, and it will be so.